But President Trump has a different standard when he actually makes the claim.
Inciting riots at the Capitol?
And you said you want mass protest, mobilization.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Los Angeles riots are certainly a shameful explosion of lawlessness that we are once again seeing. The narrative has changed in these riots, but it's certainly the same type of actors. We're seeing businesses torched, cars torched, families uprooted, certainly communities that are scared. And this is by no means a peaceful protest. It is absolute chaos, and rioters don't get a free pass to burn down cities just simply because they're mad, because they are mad that our nation's laws are being upheld, that our federal agents are upholding their oath and doing what they were hired to do. Our first responders deserve respect. They do not deserve to have rocks thrown at them and to be injured. But, I mean, let's be honest, this violence didn't really spark in a vacuum. Sanctuary policies are a magnet for trouble. They shield criminals, undermine the rule of law. And, governors, I've sat here and I've heard you today. You say that safety is your #1 priority. You want your communities safe. You want your people safe. And, Governor Hochul, you just asked, how can we work together to ensure that that happens? Well, that's exactly what we want to do in this hearing. We want to work together. We want to talk to you about your sanctuary policies that are actually preventing us from working with you to keep your community safe, because we want them safe as well. I have the same policies in Colorado that restrict our local law enforcement officers from coordinating with federal agents. And some of my counties have issued lawsuits to try to end that. But this is serious, and we owe it to every American to restore safety and enforce our laws. It's been stated that this is a federal law and it's not your job to uphold the federal law. Well, we're not asking you to uphold it. We're just asking you to kind of step out of the way and allow the federal government to do the job, to uphold these laws. When you have someone, don't wait until they commit a violent, heinous crime before we know their immigration status. So now we're seeing these riots everywhere. We've heard in 2020 that everything was mostly peaceful as cities burned down, as people lost their lives, as law enforcement officers lost their lives. So I just want to ask you three governors, yes or no, is the destruction of private and governmental property, is that something that fits under your definition of a peaceful protest? Governor Walz, yes or no?
No, it does not.
Thank you. Governor Pritzker?
I find it hard to believe that you're lecturing us about peaceful protest. Look at what happened January 6th here at the Capitol.
No, what we're seeing in LA is an insurrection. You want to talk about an insurrection? This is an absolute insurrection.
You don't understand what insurrection is when people are trying to overturn an election here at the Congress.
I started this off
you
showing
were
you
here.
the
They were
forum, and I would
attacking you, by the way.
expect the same. I would expect the same.
I'm answering your question. It is outrageous that you are asking us
Is it peaceful to
when you're the one condoning
destroy
of people who attack
private and government property
right here at our Capitol?
Governor Hochul, it's been a long day. Does that fit under your definition of a peaceful protest? The destruction of private and government property?
No, and we feel for the business owners and the community for what's going on there.
So
but
do we.
This is a narrow
yes or no,
scope of people, and the vast majority are peaceful.
Would lighting police cars on fire fit under the definition of a peaceful protest?
No, we reject that. No one should be lighting police cars on
yes or
fire.
no?
I'm opposed to violence in any form. Yes.
Governor Walz?
Yeah, we reject that.
Okay. Throwing bricks or large rocks at police officers? Is that peaceful?
It is not.
Is that peaceful, Governor?
Whether it's in Los Angeles or here in Washington at the Capitol, no.
Yeah, that didn't happen here. Governor Hochul?
Rejected.
It actually did, but no, it's not acceptable.
Okay. Governor Pritzker, you have you not called for mass protests and mobilization and disruption?
Indeed. Microphones, megaphones, going to the ballot box.
Well, they're responding in a much different way, are they not? President Trump also asked for people to peacefully make their voices heard. So it's okay for you to say that and hold that standard, but President Trump has a different standard when he actually makes the claim.
Inciting riots at the Capitol?
And you said you want mass protests,
mobilizations,
and disruption as a response to President Trump's policies. I just think that this is all hypocritical. You've called in your National Guard. You don't want President Trump to come in and enforce the rule of law to keep communities safe, and your destructive policies are harming American citizens. We should not have to wait until violence is committed to find out their legal status. We have 2 million unknown gotaways because of Joe Biden's administration, and we have got to find them and get them out of America. And I thank President Trump and his administration for doing just that. I yield.
Gentlelady yield. Chair